Yetta, is money the root of all evil?
No, actually, it's the love of money is a root of evil.
Okay.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
So we're excited actually to welcome you to another episode of Life's Inside Track. I'm Yetta Decker.
I'm Ken Decker.
And we're with
Roz and Sean of Woodland Realty Investments.
And so much fun. And we get to share techniques, thoughts, tips, and tools that we all deserve. You, I, everyone. So we can turn our house into home, our families thrive, and we live the best life possible. We're going to consider that God will give you, Sean, you, Roz, you, Ken, and you who is listening and connecting with us. He will give you a vision for your money and your life. And it may not be the same as everyone else's.
Probably not.
Right.
You know, it's interesting in the Bible, it's over 2,000 times wealth, possessions, money, taxes, treasure, all that is spoken about in parables and instruction. Jesus spoke about it over 2,000 times in total. The Bible speaks on it. And so why is that?
I think, I'm certain it's because we were going to struggle with it. We needed a lot of instruction because it was going to be an area that could trap us. Could trip us up, would cause us all kinds of grief. So although I believe the Bible has a very general directive around vision, and we'll unpack a few scriptures around money, he does give different individuals a different focus in relation to money and wealth and resources and all of that.
Now, that's never been a problem in your relationship, has it, Russ and Sean?
Sean?
Never.
So what happened when you started to get together and you went to the pastor for your, what do you call that?
Pre-marriage counseling.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Oh, so good. Until we figured out that we were not on the same page or even in the same book or even in the same library about our money.
Wow.
So our pastor, we were there. Roz, we've shared this before. Roz wanted to rent and pay her bills and spend the rest. And I wanted to invest because I had no pension or future savings.
And at that point, you had how much money in your bank account?
Probably around negative 40,000.
Around that? Negative 40,000?
Give or take a penny or two. But no, I was negative. I didn't know. I had an idea of money. And Roz had an idea that she just wanted to live the way she wanted to live. So we went through our marriage counseling, all these questions, and we did okay on all of them except for the one. And the one was money. And Roz, we couldn't agree on anything. And Pastor Doug told us that he will not marry us on this. But we're like, well, we have 9 out of 10 or whatever the number was.
So 11 out of 12.
11 out of 12. Just that one. And like the other ones we probably could have worked with if we were off on those. But this one was pretty significant.
Wow. So he said that one would sink you.
That was it. He just wouldn't have anything to do with it.
So it kind of aligns with what the Bible talks about. Money more than actually any other topic, I believe. It's like the number one area that's addressed again and again and again are money related things. Mm-hmm. And here it was the 11th out of 12 or the 12th out of 12 actually that tripped you up. The other 11, you were good to go.
Yes, exactly. So he had said that finance was the number one reason for divorce. Mm-hmm. And because we were so far apart that he knew we would never make it. And that was why he was going to refuse to marry us, because he knew we wouldn't make it if we didn't figure it out.
Wow. And so what did you do?
Well, we went to a financial fitness seminar where we learned the biblical principles about what God says about money and debt. And this is a huge confession for me. It ended up that Sean was actually closer to biblical truth than I was. And I really had a hard time accepting that.
He was pretty happy. Sean, if you're not watching this because you're listening on the radio, you couldn't see the biggest, cheesiest smile that ever existed on the face of Sean Woodland. It just existed.
And 2 thumbs up this time.
And 2 thumbs up. So if you want to watch, it's actually kind of humorous to watch Life's Inside Track. Just tune into our YouTube channel at Decker Team, and you will see more antics than you can not see because you can't hear them while you're on CHRI or any of the audio podcasts, right? Sorry, Roz. I just couldn't let that moment pass. Absolutely. It was quite beautiful.
Yeah.
I know. It was, we've been married for almost 9 years. It was probably time for me to confess that to him. So.
Confess to Sean that
good for the soul.
Was closer to truth.
I forgive you.
You've learned some things there too.
Yeah. So that was how many years ago? 8, 9?
9.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
And what was that dapper presenter wearing?
This amazing purple shirt that he's wearing right now.
So you gotta jump on YouTube if you want to see this purple.
Gotta see the shirt.
Right?
What did you actually say to Sean that day as you were watching Ken present?
Well, we were getting ready to be married. We took the financial fitness seminar before, and Sean didn't have a shirt yet. And we put in our invitation to please wear purple so you could be part of the living decor. And I said, you need to ask that guy if you can borrow that shirt. So I'm not asking a stranger if I can borrow his shirt. And I said, do you want me to
give him the shirt off my back?
He said, do you want me to ask him? I said, no.
It was a bit awkward.
Well, we didn't know for quite a few years that you wanted the shirt off my man's back.
That's right.
Well, the good news is 9 years and it still fits.
Yes,
You haven't shrunk it.
That's always the problem, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're thinking you want to get in on this crazy wild ride in our community, the Decker Team community, you'll want to send us an email together@deckerteam.com so we can stay connected and grow in community, because you never know. From a simple little wealth building workshop that was the setup for you even to be permitted by your pastor. I mean, you could have gone against and not been obedient, but if you were going to be obedient, that was the only way you were going to get married.
Absolutely.
To where we sit today. You've learned a lot about money.
Absolutely.
We've learned a lot about money from you guys. What are some of those core scripture, maybe one core scripture that really taught you the value of how to use and not use your money? Or what was required of you in relation to resources, maybe is a better question.
Well, I've mentioned it before, but it was unlearning, letting go of my limiting beliefs about money. I struggled with the idea of wealth and being good, that they were not harmonious, right? I wasn't raised in wealth, and, that felt like the way we were supposed to live.
So it was better to be in lack.
It was better to be in lack. And because you can't be wealthy and do good, it seemed wrong. And it was until I, learned the well done, good and faithful servant is at the end of a parable about investing.
Say more about that.
Well, the vineyard owner leaves and he gives 1 talent, 2 talents, and 5 talents to 3 different people, and then returns after a time. And he says to the 2 that doubled the money or doubled the talents, well done, good and faithful servant. And the one that buried it, he had admonishing words for. Right. So then I realized, we're supposed to do this. God has called us to do this. So in obedience, we're going to learn what he wants. Sean mentioned that he was minus 40. I declared bankruptcy twice. So our wealth story is all God, has nothing to do with us, because clearly we weren't doing a good job.
About anything.
About anything.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, are your beliefs serving you, and are they true? Are they truly true? And we're delighted that we can be with you, positioning you to build wealth wisely. It's about much more than money.
Moving forward with the Decker Team. Moving forward together with the Decker Team.